John Platinum is first. First in show. Hey, Lucky, sorry. You gotta go to sleep. You gotta go to sleep. At least you're happy, huh? Or hot? Are you hot? It's a good boy. Here you go. All right, so Ham will come on and probably a little bit early the way he's raring to go. Boy, I guess you can't put off things like getting your eyes fixed because my eyesight. All right, so they have finger down to 216. That actually looked pretty strong this morning, but of course they have it down. Why not? I don't know who Amber Rose is, but she gave an interesting speech last night. All right, let's go say hi to everybody. Hi, John. John Platinum. Hey, Gronk. No. Gronk is a misunderstood dog. He needs more attention. He doesn't get enough attention. Hey, kitties. Hey, Zizu. Hey, Pete. Tim. Hey, Peter. Yudoka. How are you? I like that picture. It's nice. You're third. Well, according to my run, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. But I'll go with third. Hey, Boat Bum. Hey, Linda. Yeah, Lucky's right here. Very content boy. He met one of those retrievers this morning, a big retriever, and he was great. The dog was about 2 years old. They were great together, but he doesn't have any. Yeah, DJT you're going to hear it from him, that buy the dip, sell the rip. To me, it's something to nibble at now. How about the market? I mean, those boo birds say that I'm always wrong. I don't know. I don't know if I was wrong on the market. Hey, Mr. BN Pro, I'm doing all right. You caught me dry. Are you over the Atlantic? You've got to get the other pilots, give them the chance at the comm. Yeah, exactly, David. You're pretty perceptive. Hey, Gretchen. Hey, Thomas. I know I got to do it, but I don't know if you notice it. Everything takes money. Everything takes money. 2 minutes to the hamster. Let's see. Oh my God. I'm never listening to Jack Black anymore. Secret Service director gives bizarre reason why Kimberly Cheadle has revealed the reason why her agency failed to position an agent on top of the building. She said they considered that warehouse roof to be a risky position for stationing an agent. Get her out of there. Out of there. Out of there. Get her out of there. And I'm not a big fan of JD Vance. I am not a fan. All right, let's see the market's up. Let's see what's going on there. There we go. You missed your chance to hear from me. Did I hang up on you? I hung up on him, I guess. I don't know how I hung up on you. I didn't mean to. It's my eyesight. I hit the wrong button, I think. Anyway, you're live.
All right. I posted a bunch of stuff. I hope everyone can catch up.
Why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Excuse me. The buy the dip, sell the rip game has been playing out perfect. You know, again, this is just a way to make money while we are waiting to cash out. Oh, shit. All right. If you learn how to do this, you can do it for life. Can you hear me, William?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I mean, for example, KOSS, which I've been talking about, was below 850 to 950. Buy the dip. When it's ugly, boom, $12 today. Even if you make 50 cents or $1, whatever you make, 1,000 shares is $600. Do it every day. It's 3,000 a week. It's 12,000 a month. You don't need to know the CEO. You don't need to know anything about the company. That's what buy the dip, sell the rip trading is. All right. I like to do that versus chasing stocks. GameStop's been moving up. I don't like them buying when they move up because they squirt up and then they pull back. So it's the opposite. Buy the dip, sell it when they come for it. It's not that big momentum play anymore. As you can see, it's a slow, steady down and up, down and up, down and up. So take advantage of that. Even if you make $100 on a trade, $500 a week is $2,000 a month. You can be invested in many names doing that when you do it. You can keep, for example, let's say you got 20,000 invested in finger motion. If you can make 1,000 to 2,000 a month, 20,000, 18,000, and your investment goes down until it's almost zero. That's the way to play the game. Anyway, William, a friend of mine from the West Coast, I told him to call in between 11 and 11:30. His good friend was in China, and he's hearing tremendous things about finger motion. I don't want to say because I wasn't there, but I want him to call up and tell us what he heard, and this way everybody can hear what's going on. So let's hope he calls in. I told him between 11 and 11:30. I won't give you his name. He's a shareholder. And, I want people to understand what people are hearing.
That sounds good.
And I think that we'll be quite pleased on what's coming up. As you can see, the manipulation, I just put up the trades again, all the fake trades, complete nonsense trading once again. There was actually 2 trades, William, 2 odd lot trades. The rest of all, there's 40-something hundred share trading. And another small trade, 1460 or something like that traded, and the rest are all 200, 150 share nonsense again. It's just basically the same trading patterns that you see every day in the stock. There's no rhyme or reason to these trades. The only thing that makes sense is that if I was short 230 million shares, you bet your ass I'll be doing the same thing. Selling 100, 200 shares, trying to mark it down so that people give up on their positions. There is zero 0.0 selling in this stock.
Except
I don't even.
except when you come on, it's down now. It's down 5 cents.
Where is it now? I have no idea.
It's 214.21. 214 by 217, 8 by 2, 62,920 shares volume.
Yeah, it's 100 shares back and forth, back and forth. Again, listen, these other names have multiple shorts in it. We have one. Okay, it's very tough to tell someone go cover your stock and you go into jail. They're trying to hang on, do anything possible to try to get people to sell. They want the company to sell. I told you, we heard Susquehanna was trying to buy stock from the company. They sent the message through somebody I know to come to me to try to get the company to do it. I just squashed it and didn't tell anybody. I spoke to a guy who's a big player and he told me they're short Susquehanna. So these guys are all playing, and just trying to get the company to cover.
Well,
So
it looks like you probably have better numbers there, but it looks like 200 shares got it down to 214, which is the bid. Just 200 shares. That's nothing.
And then, of course, there'll be the old 20 shares trades at 214. They give it a negative mark. That's all they're trying to do.
Right.
And if you look at the two stocks, KNW and that GMGI, I think it's GMGI, that Lynn Partners is involved in. How come there's no attacks of selling, waves of selling? That because they need people to buy it, and then they will attack it. They need people to come in. They want the shareholders to get roped into it, and then they'll attack it. In our stock, they're already upside down. They're short, and they can't get they can't get stock because the company cut them off. And now they're trapped. They trapped themselves. And the best thing about it, William, is 83 days. At 4 o'clock, it goes down to 82 trading days before the election. You have Pat Byrne, hates the shorts. Carl Icahn hates the shorts. Elon Musk is behind Trump, hates the shorts. Everybody is going after the shorts. It's open season on these idiots. All right, so we have the most powerful people in the world on our side versus idiots like Jeff Easton.
Idiots.
It's
for you.
What's going to happen? There's not a prayer. I know people sit there and say, well, it didn't go yet. There's not a prayer. And I can guarantee you Pat Byrne will 100% have finger motion on his tongue. There's not even a question about that. We will make sure Pat Byrne has finger motion and the data and the proof, because he knows I know how to compile the data, and I'm not just jamming a stock down his throat saying, hey, go buy KOSS. Why? I don't know. It's a big short. That's not happening here. I'm going to give him 5 years of timeline, 5 years of proof, 5 years, not 2 weeks. And if you go back and look at Pat Byrne and Deep Capture, you know the type of guy he is. He's a data guy. Needs the information. Once he gets the information, I can guarantee you whoever's in charge, when they get in charge, we will be at the front door. So these guys can keep playing the games. The stock acts, William, like they're not short 100,000 shares, right?
It looks like they can't get it down, is what it looks like.
Right. On a different note, William, that ZJYL broke above 3. It's moving up towards 4. Remember, there's a big short in that name, so keep an eye on it. The sister stock is GDC. That made a move to 150, stuck at $1.40 now on 10,000 shares. These are catch-up names. You got to pay attention to it. You know there's a monster short in ZJYL, and you know there's a group of people that own the whole thing. So, when that goes, the other one will go. I don't know.
You know what's weird, and I know you didn't study it yet, but that HUMA is up 25 cents this morning, 23, 863. I don't remember the other one someone pointed out the solar company. You remembered it, but I don't remember it.
PAW, Taxi.
Something like that.
SunPack, SPWR.
SPW.
Sun Power. SPWR, Sun Power.
Okay.
Write it down so you can memorize it, just to bring it up again. That's an interesting name.
Yeah, it's down actually, but anyway, there
Right.
it is. Yeah, everything you talk about goes down. It's almost like the criminals are listening. Wouldn't it be something if the SEC actually cared? Really, Bill? I do care.
Hold on.
We're holding.
I had one guy just ask me about finger motion, and I just told him I love it right here. So let's see if he does something. A lot of these guys take off now. It's the summer, so a lot of hedge fund guys that I know that are running money, they take off.
They're in.
But we're gonna
They're
get these
summering.
characters. Yeah, that's what they do.
They summer.
They summer, whatever they do. They go to Spain. They go in here. They go with their families, and you know what?
The rest of us are stuck in the city. They go summer.
We're stuck watching Jeff Easton and his buddies try to steal money. Think about what the SEC is allowed to happen. Guys like the Kramers, Charlie Mayo, their assistant, walk around.
Pure geniuses. Pure geniuses.
The market makers, Puma, Vertical Group, all those names, all these guys clearing through Alpine, all these thugs. They've been nothing but a criminal organization all over the place. All these day trading firms, they should be shut down, giving them leverage. There's no reason that these guys can naked short. What do they need to be naked short for? Hedge funds are opening accounts at day trading firms because they don't need to. They don't need to borrow shares. They're using the market maker exemption. Anybody on this phone can go do it. Go to a day trading firm and ask them, "Hey, can I naked short?" They're going to say, "Sure." Go online. Anyone, go call them up. Say, "I want to put up $100,000. I want to go long. I want to go short. Can I naked short using market maker exemption?" They're going to say, "Absolutely. We have that." That's what they're going to say to you. So now think about you and 10 friends going here, and you go and attack one stock, and then you get capybara or someone to put out a fake report, and you guys all hitting the sell button, and everybody drive down 20,000 shares apiece. At the end of the day, you drive a stock down to $1, and all of a sudden everybody's cashing out, making $5 or $10 grand, and they move to the next stock the next day. That's what they do, my friends. But the SEC can't see it. Hester Pierce, Gary Gensler, they're all blind. I had a shareholder who bought DJT. He was upside down on it, and we're trying to help him out of it. And he sold some yesterday, and he bought it back at 36.5. And I know he's not around, but today it had a run back up to almost 39. So 36.5. If he sold it at 38, he made $1.50 and lowered his other 1,000 shares that he owned. He could lower it by 1.5 to get his average down. That's how you keep getting out of these messes. So instead of being long 2,000 shares at 48, you keep lowering your cost, and before you know it, you got 1,000 shares at $39, and then you can add the other one that you can get back into your position again, and you reduce your cost by $7. That's how you do it. Breaking even, making a few bucks, lower your cost. That's the way you do it.
Would you buy it here, or do you?
DJT?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I take a shot down here.
That's what I agree with you.
The reason it's down is because they're saying Trump filed to register to sell his 37 million shares, whatever he has, right?
Right.
William, people don't understand. As an insider, they can only sell a small percentage each month.
Yeah.
The shorts took advantage of everybody in the stock, and they pressed their bet, all selling it down a couple of bucks to make people give up on it. but he can't sell it. What if the stock goes to 500? Why? He wants to be ready to sell it.
Exactly.
Why does the SEC require him to register shares in the first place? I don't even understand that. It's just an event to attack a public company. Just like when a company does an S3, like Finger Motion. Oh, they got an S3, they're selling stock. They didn't sell a share. They just put it on record that if they have the opportunity, they will. But yet the shorts attacked it. How many times have you heard people say, hey, and my friend said, you can only sell 1% of 3 months total volume. That's how an insider could sell. 1% of 3 months volume.
Well,
So there you go. So these guys make believe he's going to sell it all today. He registered yesterday. He's selling 38 million shares today. So on that stock, you know what's coming. These guys are not going to let him go. And for my friend who just sent me this thing, tell him to reach out to Devin Nunes and get us an update on what he's
so
saying.
if you bought DJT here, would you sell it as it goes to say 42, or would you just try to hold on to some?
If I bought 1,000 shares, I sell half of it, 42. So I paid 37. I make 4 or 5 points. 37 minus 5 gives me a 32 break even, right?
Right.
Only way to do it. Stocks are volatile. Take advantage of it.
And you think if it runs, it goes to 100?
Oh, I think it's a monster play. But I'd rather own 500 shares
for
at
free
32 instead of 37 than 1,000 shares there, and with risk keep losing. If it pulls back, I buy 500 again. It runs up to 42. Take away another 5 points, 32 down to $28 on 500 shares. That's the way to play it. I know everybody wants to bet everything, go all in, and kill it. Very few people get that chance. Oh, let me bet every dime I have, and whoa, look at that! I just bought it, and it just went up $300, and I'm rich overnight. I owned it for 2 minutes. That doesn't happen. So please, if the stocks go up, look what they're doing in Finger Motion. The stock was 7, acting great. They attacked it, fake reports, you name it. The company had to sue the capybara who's hiding around in Brazil. The company has to waste money to go chase this guy, a ghost. And they attacked it down. Now the level's down here, and all they're trying to do is get you to forget about the news that's on the tape, that the company rang the bell at the NASDAQ, that the company got a deal on the charging stations, and the company just got a deal for every emergency vehicle in China. They want that news to go away. They don't want us to talk about it. That news is old news. What's next? What's the next thing the company's going to do? Everybody always says that. And I tell you, if you can't read what they're doing, you're an idiot. Move along, because that, to me, they're telling you. And the CEO has been nothing but upfront about what's going on here. Correct?
I think so.
CEO tells you we're not raising money down here. The CEO told you on the verge of a major deal. Out of the blue, he told you that, right? What comes out? A major deal.
And maybe not the last
one. Come out there and the bashes will come out there. Well, what's next? The company, where's the revenue? Yeah, okay. This is all, everything's slanted against you. If they weren't allowed to carry these trades, it would be lights out already, and it's coming 83 days away. You know the president is going to be Donald Trump. Not even a prayer. Listen to Pat Byrne. I put up Pat Byrne's, his book. Go read about him. You can get a copy of his book free. All he asks is that you send it to other people, the link, so other people can read it. That's all he cares about. This guy got his own people and busted open the election fraud. He did it, not Donald Trump. Pat Byrne did it. He was the guy. He was in the White House with Trump. He talks about how he lost the White House. And he let these people, these frauds, lie to him. And he didn't even vote for him. Pat Byrne sees the opening, and he's going to kill him. He's going to wipe out every naked short seller on the planet. That's what he despises. And your opportunities, go find whatever the hell you want to go play. But the opportunities now, you got 83 days. After you got 4 more hours, 5 more hours, and it's down to 82. The countdown goes down quick. And I'm going to continue to post it. And it gets closer. I'll start pitching people, big hedge funds as we go along. I will make sure that I'm in front of Pat Byrne shortly to get this name on his plate. If it's not there already, he will make sure we'll jam it down his throat with the plunger. So these guys can play all the games they want. We're not letting Jeff Easton and that bag of gypsies rob us. He's going to jail like all these other guys. He'll have his own trial on how he lost billions of dollars. And he'll be like Martin Scarelli, oh, they let me do it. I thought I had to borrow, blah, 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 blah. All the same lies will come out. Eventually, they'll all turn on each other and give each other up.
I mentioned HUMA to you. It's now down. It's almost like they have this stream on their computers to just sell whenever we start talking. But that's an opportunity maybe to add to positions. I don't know anything about HUMA, but
I think that the market, William, which you called, is going to keep melting up. You kept saying it. I don't really pay attention to the market. I would advise people to get the hell away from it because it's all fraudulent. And they keep melting it up because I think naked shorts and stocks like IBM, Microsoft, all these names, they know what's coming. Naked shorts are in all these names. You know, my older brother says they can't settle IBM. They can't settle these trades. Think about all the convertible debentures these stocks have, all these big companies, William. These guys, they have to short, the guys hedge their positions on these convertible debentures.
yeah, but
debentures.
They hedge it in a very minor way. By the time they get their greed going, they're exposed. They're counting on the fact that they'll never face a moment where they have to cover all at once. And that's what is going to change here pretty soon.
Well, that's what I think is going on now. I think they are covering.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, the market every day, it's like I never saw a market just goes up every day with all bad news. It just keeps going up, drifting up, drifting up, drifting up.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, I think the big boys are sitting there saying, hey, this naked short selling thing has run its course, start covering it. Remember, someone put up, what was it, 90% of all trades are on the short side. I think someone said the other day.
I didn't know that.
Susan Trimbath, I think, posted that the other day. If someone wants to retweet that or find it, Susan Trimbath said 90% of all trades are on the short side.
96% of men are on the short side.
Right. Well, let's speak for yourself.
Only 2 or 4% are over 6'2".
Right. Well, that's a different. Anyway, anybody else got any questions?
Well, there are a lot of questions on some of the stocks going up. Ace wanted to ask you about DJT.
GTII, Richard Hoffman, follow him. He's trying to remove management. The faster he removes them, the better it's going to be. We have to follow Richard Hoffman.
No one asked that question, but thank you.
Okay, I like to repeat it every day. Next. I told the people in MMTLP, anyone here owns it, I will make sure Patrick Byrne knows about MMTLP saga also. I said that this morning. That's for Honor and Busy Brands. And John.
Why don't you tell Ace what your friend said about JD Vance?
I did tell him.
Oh, you've already told Ace. Well, he's here.
He's great for the Midwest, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan area, Pennsylvania. That's his background. And actually, as Trump gets older, the next president is set up. He's 39, he had 43, and he's already had the experience in the White House, and he's a perfect replacement. So that's perfect. That's what they said. And my friend's a political guy. He does all this stuff.
How do you judge when to buy the dip and when to sell the rip? Well,
it's easy. We always talk about it. We call it we say when it's ugly, like it's Charlie Mayo or Ace or William ugly. That's when you buy it. When it's good looking like Ham, that's when you sell it. All right, that's how you have to look at it. So looking at it, DJT is right now is William Ugly, right? Down 375 on 11 million shares after 70 million traded yesterday. It's buy the dip time, right?
Right.
KOSS had that William look at $9.50, $9, and now it spiked on 10 million shares to $11 or $12 where it went to today. So it's the opposite. It's in limbo right now. Don't look at it till it pulls back. GameStop had the dip down to 27. They push it back up to 28. Again, it's in limbo right now, up 81 cents. If the stock breaks 27, going back to 26.50, that may be the place to buy it. Not up here. Right now, it's a waste of time.
I learned years ago, and it might be applicable here, but Morty, when you own a position and you want to sell the RIP, you don't have to sell 100%. You can sell a quarter, 10%, half.
Sell something.
Yeah.
This way you can bring the register. And if the stock pulls back, let's say you own 1,000 shares of DJT at 38 and it goes to 42. You sold 500. That means the other stock you paid 38 is now 4 points lower. You own it at 34. You made, or 5 points, whatever it is. And you lower it. That's it. It doesn't mean you don't like it anymore. You're just trying to survive.
Right.
Stocks that, like Finger Motion, have not given you the opportunity to trade. It doesn't pay. The shorts are giving you the opportunity to accumulate.
Right. And on the buying the dip, if you're not 100% confident, buy half. The term that I was taught is, Mr. Client, let's establish a half position.
If you don't, you can't afford it. I want to buy 1 million shares, but I don't have the money. I'm not Roaring Kitty. I tried to move back to my parents' basement, but they both passed away. So I was going to do
There
that.
must
Maybe
be a lot
that's
of room then.
That's the formula to become Roaring Kitty. You move back into your basement and you can get rich. I don't know how it works, but that's what I see. What'd you say, William? I'm sorry.
No. I was, you got it.
Again, that's what you have to do. GDC was ugly below it. I owned it at 380. It was William Ugly times 10. And what happened, William? We bought more. We averaged down at 80 cents, right? Now I lowered my average from 380 to 339, but that's what I bought. It was ugly. I could sell what I paid at 80 cents and lock in, 40 plus 20 more, knock off 60 cents.
Right.
But I owned too much more at 380, so it only brought my average down to 340. So I'm sticking with it. But I bought it was ugly, and I told everyone here the company needs to get it back over $1. Did I not say that, William?
Yeah.
And here he is. You're back over $1.
Firmly
over $1.
The other thing is, right now, a lot of people like myself would like to rebuild some capital. You gotta, when you're down to your last shuck or so, you've got to take that money off and trade for free or trade for a discounted price.
Yeah, I'm giving you things that, listen, I'm trying to teach you to get out of the graves. All right. When we're not doing this anymore and you say, hey, I only got 10,000 to my name, I'm not just going to go buy GameStop and close my eyes and, hope. I'm going to go around the board. Listen, if you bought 500 shares of KOSS at $9, it's $4,500, right? And all of a sudden it runs to 12. You make 3. You make, 4,500. You almost made, $3. You made $1,500 on it. And goodbye. Take it easy. But when you're broke, you can do those trades, and then you turn around and say, okay, I made $1,500. I'm going to take $750 of that, and I'm going to go buy 200 shares of Finger Motion or 300 shares, whatever the equivalent is. And you start building a position in something using profit. And you say, wow, I did this 3-4 times already. Now I have 1,400 shares of Finger Motion. And imagine Finger Motion runs to 200 for you. And all of a sudden, putting small amounts of money, and all of a sudden now you got yourself, 100 grand, 200,000. That's how you change it around, and you're using it without wiping yourself out. That's what I'm trying to show you.
So you and I were talking this morning or last night, I can't remember, but I think it's a good time to bring up that concept that you have said before and said to me. With finger motion at $2, it is a call. It is an option. I mean, $2, it doesn't expire.
It's an option that doesn't expire. Now, just for example, the stock is traded at 2.1694. That means someone was trying to pay 17 and they sold it short at 2.1694. They don't want it to trade at 17. It's 100 shares offered, right, William? If someone buys 10 shares at 217, the offer would be below 100 and the offer would have to disappear. Do you understand, William?
Yeah, I do. It's
the offer in the stock has to be a minimum of 100 shares to represent that you are sold at 217. But if someone buys 10 shares and it disappears, all of a sudden the next offer may be 220.
No, the next offer is 100 at 218 and then 100 at 219, but whatever.
Right. That's what they do.
It's
but
nothing.
When you take 100 shares, they have to leave. And they hate doing that.
Do they do this by computer or do they do it? There's just some lunkhead sitting there at a computer all day.
You know what? I would say that 99% of the big trades in like KOSS or GameStop or AMC is done by a computer. We have a melon head sitting here at a computer doing this stuff. There's not even a question. When you take an offer and it starts to go up to 225 and all of a sudden they come back and offer 3,000 at 217 because they want to stop the upside, that is our melon head doing that. There's not even a question. Melon head comes to the rescue. Someone kicks him in the ass and says, "Oh my God, the stock's trading up. What are you doing? Hurry up, mark it down." That's what they do. Because there's no computer that is sitting here saying, "Okay, he's offered at 225, sell 2,000 at 217, which is exactly what they did before.
Right.
The stock was trading higher. All of a sudden, someone came in and said, "I don't want to sell at 225. Let's offer 2,000 at 217.
I have a feeling the nimble trader could put in orders below the market when I start my lives. You buy the shares. When I go off, put an order above the market to sell. Because it seems like they put pressure on every stock that we talk about while we're live.
I'm not here every day, William, to tell people to buy the stock. I could do that if I wanted to, but it's so beautiful outside. I don't need to do it, and I don't think anyone has to sit here and micromanage this all day long. All right, I don't believe that. If I wanted to, I could sit here. I'm telling you the data, the proof, Patrick Byrne, it's all in front of you. You make your own decision. I can't give you financial advice. I can show you what I believe is going on. I've only been doing it 24 years, and I know Patrick Byrne very well. And if you listen to him, he said, before I leave, I want to make sure I get rid of the bad guys in the DTC and all these back office guys and clean up naked short selling.
Most people get better at things if they do it for 24 years.
Right.
I'm just teasing you.
I know. Listen, I never said I was great at this. I'm fighting, and I told everyone from the beginning, excuse me, this was the biggest fraud in American history. And as you can see, it 100% is. People think that, these are small fraud. This is a major fraud. So if anyone wanted to buy the stock in finger motion, let's say you had 10,000 to buy, I would buy 1,000 at 217 and then bid 215 for it. If the 217 leaves, go 216, and then you take 500 at 218. And then if the 18 leaves, you go to 217 for 7,500, and you take 300 at 219. This way you start walking into it nice and slow, because they won't hit your bid. And they'll keep offering small amounts and just keep plucking it from them, the small amounts, until you get all your position done. That's the way to do it. And if you go up and try to buy 10,000 at 217, they'll just move away. So just take what they offer, 100, buy 100. If you want to go buy 100, buy 130 shares. They'll say, yeah, fuck it. He's just buying 130. Give him the other 30 shares. And you keep saying, well, it's 30 more shares. But next time you go back and buy 170. Now all of a sudden you say, wait a second, now I bought 130, 170, now I'm up to 300 shares. How quickly you did that. And basically you're baiting this guy to sell it to you because he thinks you're a small buyer. Because normally, William, if someone goes 217 bid for 10,000, all the market makers are going to run away, right? And they want you to pay 225 for it. 225, you got to pay 5 cents, 7 cents higher, $700, right? You don't want to give it to some idiot.
I think your 216 just went off, Ryan, at 500 shares at 216.
That means they're shorting it there. They won't let it go up. There's only
well, now
100
this
shares
guy,
for sale.
this gentleman, Ryan, just put an order in at 216.
I'm just saying, but if they sold it to you there, I'm not watching it. If they don't want it to, there's only 100 shares offered. How's Ryan buying into 216? Huh? Someone's shorting it, right? There's someone standing around. The order flow is going to a dark pool and someone's shorting it. That's what they're doing. Because normally your 500 shares would be 216 to 217. I'm just keeping an eye on DJYL and this other one, that GDC. There's DJYL's average volume has been 350. What's the matter?
This Trump deal is with E.F. Slutton. I don't trust that group. And it's a deal with Yorkville.
What?
Let me put my glasses on so I can read it. I just see you got some more educating to do. They have a resale of 38 million shares of stock, Cayman Islands, with YA2PN Limited, which is a limited partnership.
What do you mean a sale of stock? What did they do? They sold
it's
it?
A resale. It's just a this prospectus relates to the resale of 37,969,000 shares. Consisting of that, it's going to be run by Yorkville, 200,000 shares to be issued to Yorkville, and 125,000 issued to E.F. Hutton. And then Yorkville gets a right to purchase $2.5 billion worth of shares. And they have some sort of exchange cap with Yorkville. And
Yorkville has the right to buy it at what price?
It doesn't say. It says the company may not affect any sales under the standby equity purchase agreement they entered into with Yorkville. And Yorkville will not have any obligation to purchase shares under the standby equity purchase agreement.
I got it. I'm going to try to reach out to
it's 2.5 billion. So they have a deal to limit the losses to Yorkville or whoever the shorts are.
Why would you give any opportunity? I'll take that deal. I'll buy the shares after I sell them from you, and I get protected. Wait, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they short it down.
That's what I keep telling you, that Wall Street is just amazing, that nobody puts up any money unless they already lock in the game, whatever whatever profit is. Otherwise, they won't do it.
They're being, every CEO, I don't care how smart they are, here's the anchor investors, Radcliffe Capital, Mitoria Capital, Glazer Capital, Castle Creek, K2 principal, Context
They're
Partners.
all involved in what? What? These are names that are all involved in this.
I guess the
liquidation.
anchor investors may be in the original deal. Saba Capital. They have a convertible
no
note
way.
compensation plan. So they have a convertible note. F. Digital World convertible
But
notes.
my friend who's on the call from Miami, could you reach out and find out what these idiots are doing with these crooks?
Lockup period. Oh God, I got to read the whole thing. It's long.
Yeah. I take it when you get a chance. I'm going to try to reach out to my friend in Miami and make sure that reach out to that group with Devin. I'm going to reach out to another my
and
friend
it's effective July 15th. So that's pretty quick approval. Sounds like the SEC's helping out Yorkville, to be simple. I don't trust the CF Hutton group, although I did ask Mark Bazile. He said that he knows the principals and they're good guys, but I don't trust
Yeah,
them.
no, that guy is a good guy. I heard that guy's a good guy.
I just don't trust anybody except you and your
Don't
mother.
trust me.
And your mother. And that's because she
Don't trust me. Don't trust me. I'm the first guy that'll stab you in the back.
We entered into a standby equity purchase agreement with Yorkville, pursuant to which we have the right to sell to Yorkville up to $2.5 billion worth of our shares of common stock from time to time. Sales of shares to Yorkville are at our option, and we're under, yeah, sure. We're under no obligation except of course, why sign it? We're under no obligation to sell any securities. We have filed the registration statement.
Let me try to listen. I don't want to get involved in these guys, what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. That's stupid people. They're yelling about naked short selling. And you're telling me they're going to sign a deal with somebody who can naked short against the debenture? It doesn't make any sense. Right?
It's
I think this, I don't understand why, a big firm wouldn't step in and do this and why they did it with here. I'm going to try to find out, and I'll relay the message that I believe Yorkville is dirty, and we'll find out some more details on it. All right, let's move along from that. That's not my main focus. I'm here for changing of the naked short selling criminal organization, and Pat Byrne, Paul Icahn if he gets on, Elon Musk. Do I have to post him? You can't sell a house you don't own. Do I need to post that again? I'll put it up again. Elon Musk. You can't sell houses you don't own. You can't sell cars you don't own. You can't sell stock you don't own? Question mark. This is BS. Shorting is a scam. Legal only for vestigial reasons. I guess that's the term.
I'll stop reading that. That's a term that Pat Byrne uses.
He uses that.
I
put up the picture, the guy from Morgan Stanley. He sit here on the TV show. I naked shorted every day. Could someone ask the guy? He works for Share Intel. Hey, anybody who wants to, who's a shareholder, call him up. Say, man, I saw you in the GameStop movie. All right, I forget the guy's name. I don't know if it's Dave Wanger. I think that's his name. I can't remember. And just ask him, hey, who did you naked short sell? Who did you do for? What stock did you do? I find it quite interesting. Not one person. Charlie Payne, Lou Dobbs, everyone I sent it to, all these reporters. How could you not ask the guy? He's telling you right here. I work for Morgan Stanley.
Somebody
in his office.
Somebody asked you about the movie related to us. Last I heard, they're still filling out the content of it.
Well, now they're trying to get a deal with Netflix, a provider. It's not easy to get done. So that's the whole thing.
Oh, I see.
They want to make it a series, 6 to 10 episodes, so you don't get run over in, 40 minutes to try to get everything in there. It's too hard, I guess. I don't know. I made my donation of $10,000 to that.
Ryan was only buying 5 shares. Okay.
Oh,
So I thought your shares were 500.
did
I
he buy
won't.
it at 16? Did he buy it at 16?
He's trying to buy it at 216. I'm not sure they let him buy it. The problem is it's an odd lot, so you're not going to be reflected on the book.
Normally they just fill it.
I would go in at 217. They'll fill it at 216, probably.
Yeah, I guess that'd be funny. If you pay 217, you'll get it at 216.
Yeah, that's what they do.
All right.
Boy, they've gotten everything down. So if we stay on all day, the market will go to zero.
I actually had to go. My son had to get Botox today, so I have an appointment for a doctor at 2:00. So I had to run.
Billy Ray, I'm not sure from reading this that he's going to let the shorts out, but even the guys,
no, he's not letting the short.
It does say that they can. It's at their sole discretion to sell. So Yorkville got 200,000 shares, which is a lot of shares in a stock that could go to the moon. And E.F. Slutton got 120,000 shares. Ken Griffin donated. Yes, Ken Griffin donated to Trump and to the Victim Fund. But Ken Griffin donates all over the aisle. Ken Griffin buys.
Just go up to, for those who haven't been to Fordham University, go look at the buildings and all the donation by all the crooks on Wall Street, all the business school. Go look up and see who they are. I can't remember if it was Soros, whoever it was. These guys all donate. Even the Kramers from GTI fame donated to a children's hospital. They're angels with dirty faces, as we call it, James Cagney movie. They're thieves, scoundrels. They all do the same thing. They rob your money, donate it in their name, and take credit for it, and think that they're God's gift to this planet for doing such good deeds for everybody. They all do the same thing.
Yeah.
I personally think they should make the donation, not in their name, and go hide and get out of here. But instead, Lynn Partners thinks they're invincible. And guess what? They were invincible till we came around. They're not invincible anymore.
No.
As far as I'm concerned, it's open season on these guys.
Well, that's discouraging that he's doing a deal with Yorkville, but whatever. We'll find out.
We'll get the details. Any other questions? Did Ryan get filled on his shares at 217? I'm curious.
I mean, look, I don't know if he got his shares.
Nothing yet, right?
No, I don't see any results on the 5 shares.
I'm sorry, William. My daughter brought me cherries from Shelter Island out in the Hamptons, and they're so
Cherries is good for me. I love cherries.
It's good for you. I hope so.
It's very good for your kidneys.
I had a friend come over the other day, and he had a kidney stone.
Ugh.
And I don't know if anybody has ever had them. I've never had. And describing this story, but he was in so much pain that he fell over in pain in a bank. You get what do you call the money machine? The bank lobby. A woman came in. He was just in so much pain on the floor. She just stepped over him, got his money, and left. He couldn't believe it that she just didn't help him and didn't even ask.
It's great to live in America.
That was in Midtown somewhere. She just stepped over him like he was homeless. But anyway, to get the stone out, they had to put
Oh,
it
so
through.
he bought 10 at 217. So they did fill the 217 order, but the 5 at 216 is not filled yet.
Right. And yet it's trading at 215. It just printed at 215. I'm sure if you look at the 215.
Well, they have no obligation. And if the offer stays above your order, they have no obligation to fill you.
So anyway, the gentleman had to get a tube put in. They smashed the kidney stone, these stones inside the kidney, I guess. I guess with ultrasound, whatever way they do it. But they put a tube in and sort of get it to the kidney, and they suck out the fragments, whatever it is.
Oh,
and they put this long tube through his
urethra. Is that what it's called?
I guess
Through his Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's just horrible to think about it.
And he said that when they had to get it out, it was so much pain. They told him he could take it out at home, and he was trying to take it out. He was in so much pain, but they forgot to tell him that his was attached to his kidney, not just floating around in there. And he had to go run into the doctor again. He was telling me the story. I'm like, oh my goodness, I never want to have that.
I couldn't listen to that story.
I had to listen to it twice. And then when he told me he was in the bank lobby, and the lady just stepped over him to get her money and walk out. She couldn't kill us.
That's New York.
That's how much pain the poor guy was in.
Oh, I hate that story.
I had to listen to it. It wasn't fun.
Drink water. Just make sure you drink a lot of water all the time.
Is that how you get rid of them?
Well, once you have them, that's not, but it's how you avoid it.
He said it's hereditary, he said.
Oh, God.
He's had it twice, he said. Oh. So here we are, finger motion. It's 12 o'clock, and we have 83 days to go. We have a guy short 230 million, and someone short 1,730,000 real shares, and no one's even flinching. The company's fundamentals are exploding. Potentially on the last deal, William did a Google search, and it's over 2 million emergency vehicles that he could see. I'm hearing the numbers way higher, but let's stick with the 2 million. We're hearing that the company could make anywhere between, $5,000 and $20,000 per install. I don't know about you, but 5,000 times 2 million is what, $1 billion?
No, it's more than that. One more
10
zero.
billion?
Yeah.
That's just at the low end.
Sorry. I didn't hear your calculation. It was 10 billion when we did it yesterday.
So 5,000, if the company's making 5,000 per install on 2 million, 5 times 2 is 1. So it's either 1 billion or 10 billion. I'm not sure which one of those zeros. Too many zeros for me. But yet, someone is sitting here trying to sell
10 billion. 10 billion.
There's someone is here trying to sell 200 shares. And that just shows you how, make it 300 shares. They heard me speak. Make it another share. This is how stupid this whole thing is. And the companies put the news right on the tape for us to see. I guess my friend's not going to call. He was going to call in. I told you he had a friend traveling through Asia, and he's sharing great things on finger motion. He was in Shanghai, the gentleman. And the Chinese people cannot buy the stock. They want to, but they can't. It's tough to get the money out to buy U.S. stocks. That's what the guy basically was saying. And there's a lot of buyers that want to buy it. So I don't know how they do it, but I can't figure that out myself. We should open up a brokerage account that specializes in moving money from China to the U.S., but the Chinese government doesn't want people taking the money out of the country. That's the thing with China. But finger motion gets their money out. That's pretty interesting, right? Apple Computer gets its money out. Nike gets its money out. What's it? Kentucky Fried Chicken, Starbucks, you name it, right? There's plenty of ways to get your money out when you want to do it. What else we got here? KOSS, nothing. Limbo, 1053. Well, we got GameStop. Where are we now? I'll just recap. 2754, the drip, the slow, sell the rip. 2860 was the high. 66 was the high. That's already down $1 from the high. As you can see, sell the rip. You can buy, if you sold it, it's, let's say you were lucky enough to sell it at 2860 and you made $1. You can buy it back right now below 2760, put $1 in the bank, and you really own it. If you'd made $1, you would own it at 2650 then. All right. Or you can keep waiting for it to come lower. There you go. Now it's offered at 2750. Again, buy the dip, sell the rip. The pattern is right in front of your face. It's easy to see. I don't believe in chasing the dip, so let it come to you. Meaning that if I wanted to buy it, I buy stock at GameStop at 24.50. I buy 100, 24.30, 24.20, and then as it breaks 27, I start adding it up a little quicker, maybe 26.60 low, and that's when I would be full position, and my average price would be 26.90 to $27, and that's buying the dip. So when everybody comes running it back and saying the stock is going higher again, you say, yeah, keep pumping it up, and you sell it back to them. Why not? It's free money. You don't have to be diamond hands. You could do it 5 times, and the same guy with 1,000 shares that's sitting with it, you already bought and sold it 5 times and made 5,000, and he's still sitting with the same position. That's the diamond hands versus trading. And if you really think it's going to go, you got this crazy feeling, when you buy the dip, sell the rip, go out and buy some cheap calls, and you're involved. You don't have to worry about it. You have nothing to lose. Use your profit. I say it multiple times because I want people to understand how it works. That's the best way to play it. Anything else, William?
Not really.
I'm gonna make the call on the DJT thing. There's no way that Devin Nunes is fighting naked shorts. It's let these shorts, play this game. I don't believe in that.
And there's a question: does it bother you that Ken Griffin is donating to Trump?
No. I can guarantee that when Ken Griffin knows Trump's in there, he's going to go sit down with Trump, and Trump's going to say, hey, cut this shit out with this naked short selling. They're going to give him the heads up, and they're going to say, hey, you can't keep doing this. Everybody knows it. We're giving you the opportunity to clean up your act. And Ken Griffin's going to, that's why donating the money will get him the audience. All I can donate is you, William. I have nothing to give. We have Pat Byrne, which is more important. So again, if you look at it, that's what's going to happen with Ken Griffin. And I told you, low-hanging fruit, they're going to be the first to get paraded into the federal courthouse and arrested. They're going to let guys like Ken Griffin slip away. He's going to clean up his act. Everyone else is going to get arrested. And they're going to show the street that they're hanging people. That's what they're going to do.
All right.
I'm sorry, William. I was eating a cherry, so.
Well,
you lose me for a second.
We've driven the stock prices down enough, maybe.
Let me hit the time and sales. 5 shares. Hold on a second. There's a big sell program. 50 shares at 16. 10 shares at 16.97. 5 shares. This is like, there's that gentleman, 5 shares at 217. I see that.
No, it went?
25 shares.
Okay.
I mean, I just see 5 shares at 217, 5 shares, 1 share, 5 shares. I mean, this is pitiful. It's pitiful that they are painting the tape with these trades. These trades happen maybe 10 times a day, not every 20 seconds. Do you understand? That's what tells me it's fraud. Small trades happen in Google and Amazon all day long, not in a stock like this. This stock is a small trade. It's $2. Who's selling 2 shares? Who's selling 2 shares of the stock all day long? What do you tell me? It's a million shareholder. He doesn't want anybody to know he's selling it, so he's going to sell 2 shares a day, every hour. It's complete fraudulent activity. Again, buying when they don't want them, selling what they do when they do. Finger Motion has been sold down unfairly. The company's fundamentals are strong. The CEO is telling you, the press releases are telling you, when the numbers come out, then everyone's going to be in a panic to go run in to buy it. If the stock was $20, I would have a different view because then there's volatility involved, but it's here. It's an option that doesn't expire. And the company has not raised money down here. The CEO told you he's not doing it. And I'm making the bet on Patrick Byrne now. It was the best thing that's happened. We found it. He'll be a man of his word. And I'm sure if we get him on a conference call, we'll get him to speak it again, and I will do that. We got 83 days. We're almost down to 82. And there's the print at 215. We have another negative print of 5 shares. If you notice, William, when you go to buy the stock on the offer at 217, they fill you in the middle, right? Without letting it trade at 217. When someone sells 5 shares, they always let it hit the bid. So this way you get the mark of a 215 seller, right? Mm-hmm. Do you understand what I said, William? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, we're all falling asleep here. I have things to do, and I'll get to the bottom of the DJT thing. And accumulation is how you beat them. And there you go. There's another trade. It trades at 215 for 2 shares. And they short it at 216.99. They won't let it. That 200 shares is stopping the buying surge. No one will let it trade at 217. That 200 shares, they don't want it to disappear. I told you that. That's
Justin just bought 50 shares at 216.
Yeah, they won't let it trade at 217.
Apparently, Timothy Yikes said thank you to the short sellers for spiking so many low cap plays. I wouldn't, if you want to listen to Timothy Yikes, go ahead. He sells trading market letters, and he's nothing. He's just an opportunist.
Listen, if he wasn't naked shorting at a day trading firm, he couldn't stay short any of these names. He's working like a pack of wolves. They all work together.
Yeah, and he sells his trading ideas for monthly fees. So
no, he's not. He's got a band of 10 guys together, and when they do it, they put it out there like Hindenburg. He's just a different version of Hindenburg. Andrew left. Capybara, the same pattern. Thank you for spiking. Yeah, everyone's spiking him. The shorts are spiking him, not investors.
Yeah, he doesn't make money. At least he doesn't make money the way he claims to. I'm pretty sure.
He's a thief. And there's another trade at 215. It can't trade up. It can't. Normal stocks would trade up. If you buy 200, there's 200 would disappear or go to 218. You buy 300. It's just manipulation back and forth. Anyway, listen, I'll leave it at that. Everyone, have a great day. I'm watching it. If I see something, I'll report it. All right?
All right. Thank you, Ham.
Go walk the dog. Go enjoy your day. Thank you.
I will. All right. Unless there's some questions, I'll wait a little bit. I'm going to sign off. Did you miss the call? No, the guy didn't call in. So I guess it'll be set up another time. And I thank Ace for showing up and appreciate that he's here. One thing I noticed that this is my thing about JD Vance. It's very simple. He grew a beard, and he grew a beard exactly like Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump. So to me, that it just reeks of sucking up. But whatever. I'm sure I'm wrong. And besides, you guys got to choose your own generation of leadership. I just think he would have done so much better picking Byron Donalds or Tulsi Gabbard or anyway. But I always root for the underdog, I guess. All right, so I don't see any questions. I think I'm going to sign off. And we, yeah, do you like Trump Jr.? I like Eric better, but Trump Jr. I like too. I like his no, I already walked him this morning. He's sound asleep. He's a content boy. Oh, they copied him. Ah, all right, okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I wish everyone the best. Thank you for joining. And remember, you don't have to win. One, you don't have to make back the money that you've lost on paper in the stock you lost money on. In other words, you can take losses in stocks that are down. And then you don't have to make it all back in one trade. My suspicion is if one or two of these trades start working, there'll be a lot to play in. Don't forget that the stock market is very likely to continue going higher. It's going to rotate into the Russell 2000. And it's going to go into smaller stocks, maybe Comdar stocks. I think other assets are going to go up. It's going to be a fear of missing out move to the upside. After it's over with, though, I think you guys aren't going to realize, you're not going to believe what's ahead of us. We've had a Goldilocks period in the stock market, the US stock market, for about 42, 44 years. And it's never coming back. It's never coming back once it's gone. Well, not in my lifetime anyway. Thank you, Joanne. Well, I don't know Mexican on finger, but Ham did say yesterday, I'm not saying it, I'm just quoting Ham, that a major investment bank, major in the sense that there aren't very many smaller investment banks anymore, and major in the sense that there simply aren't many players in the small cap area anymore. But I don't think it's major enough, maybe, that you've heard of it. I don't know. But apparently a New York investment bank has asked finger motion into their offices. I'm confused. I thought it was by the end of August. Apparently it's by the end of July. I have no idea for sure. But they're going to present, again, I don't know if it's just presenting to the overpaid investment wankers or if it's to the whole system. I don't know that answer. It almost certainly will come with research if it progresses, but this investment bank wants to hear the story. And I'm sure they represent private equity funds. So it's a big step up. Look, These things take time. Everybody wants instantaneous. The criminals keep pressure on stocks every single day. All they have to do is sell, sell, sell. The selling never ends. They collude. They break security laws by the bushelful. And, the poor young men who break drug laws under Joe Biden's crime bill, 3 strikes, you're out. On Wall Street, as long as you've got the lawyers and you've got access to the prime brokers and you can lie convincingly, you can break the law thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of times a month, and nothing happens to you. Hey, boy, are you all right? Are you all right? I think his hearing is gone. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Peace, love, happiness, and we'll see you on down the highway.